I don't understand what they saying. Baby, we don't understand what you say. Yeah, she go in the room and there Jonasi is with his low down self. Oh.
Just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. And no less love that's right. And I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
Baby Polygamist. I gotta talk about Polygamist a little bit. I'm sorry, I don't do show reviews, but if you don't know, Polygamist on Netflix, it's a I want to be politically correct or culturally correct. It's an African film on Netflix, and it's called Polygamist. So you know there's more than one or two relationships going on at this time. And my boy Jonas, Jonas is a bad boy. So it starts off with, if I miss the names, I'm gonna put them up in the sky somewhere. So Jonas, and I think his wife is named Ruth. If it's not Ruth, I can't think what it is. So Jonas is dating his wife. Jonas is dating his wife. I'm just gonna give you some parts of the film. If you don't want to know, don't come back up in here. If you don't want to know, don't come in here. Stay at the house and watch it. But anyway, I believe at the beginning of the film, his wife at the time, and I want to say her name is Ruth, but I can't remember. She's shopping for baby clothes. Jonas comes in to the same baby clothes store with Essie. And so Jonas tells his wife that Essie is his brother's wife, which is incorrect. Essie is actually Jonas's second wife, but his real wife does not know. Baby, Jonas was a bad boy. I just can't even, I don't even know what to say. Polygamist, I will say this though, before I move on. Polygamist was the best film of this summer, this year. Hands down. Best. I don't know who the writer is. I don't know who the director is. I don't know, baby, but you did your thing. You did your thing. You did better than all these other people over here making millions for nothing. For the same storylines. But anyway, let's go back to the story because I get off topic. I told you I get off topic. So anyway, Jonas goes in. He tells his wife that Essie, which is his second wife, is his brother's wife. Throughout the story, to me, Jonas is, I guess you would say he's like a company owner. You know, he does really well for himself. And his wife is like a content creator. Not me, but she's like a content creator. And during this time, Jonas is, well, right after that, I guess that was when they were younger. So come to like present day in the film, Jonas's wife, something happens with her content, right? And she needs to show that her and Jonas are on one accord. So she goes and tells Jonas, hey, we need to do a vow renewal. And he's like, I'm not doing a vow renewal with you. I don't want you. You know, they ain't together, basically. And he has a new woman in there. I can't think of her name. I'm going to put it on the screen. I can't think of her name. But the new woman is there, baby. She like, this my mind. But this a married mind. To two women. Baby, if this ain't real life, I don't know about y'all, but I sit right up here in these four walls in my house. And people say some stuff and I be like, oh, this can't be a film. It's almost like Jonas. Not quite, but almost. So anyway, so the woman that he's messing with, and I can't go detail for detail, but it's just an overall review. The woman that he's actually messing with, I'm gonna have a picture here. She, along with Jonas, goes to the vow renewal. So Jonas goes ahead and agrees to go to the vow renewal. And during the vow renewal, at the very beginning, he kind of acted like he didn't want his wife no more. But I think things kind of changed, and he did. And so they were there smiling, laughing. He was in his white tux. She was in her white gown. They were doing the thing, you know, just having a good time. And after that happened, Jonas kind of left the other lady alone, the one that was at the house, not Essie. I don't know why Essie plays in my head. Not Essie. Essie over there at the house by herself, locked up, you know, because that's how they want you to do. They want you to be at the house while they're in control and they running all the women. Okay? Anyway, let's move on. So, Jonas's wife, Jonas moves back in with his wife, and his kids are like older at the time. I wanted to say he had an older daughter. Well, he had an older son than a daughter. And they're like, Mom, why you let him in here? You know, he gone. You know, and Jonas comes in thinking that everything's a-okay. We go back to life as usual. Jonas get to acting a fool over there at that house. Him and his wife do, to me during this time, it kind of seems like Jonas tried to do a little better. Tried to stay with his wife. But he let temptation and everything get to him. So I think him and his wife went on like a vacation together. They did really well. When they came back, I think on the trip he wanted her to have another baby for him, and she was like, because in her mind was like, he cheated when I got pregnant before. I want to say they might have had 3 kids, 2 big ones and a little small one. He cheated on me with this other lady that was at the house. And if I get pregnant again, it's going to happen again. Because during that time, Jonas's wife's mom was telling her, you stay with your husband, you know, that kind of stuff. You know? So, mind playing tricks on her. So, anyway, let's fast forward. While they're on their vacation together, their children throw a party. Now, I'm not saying that the kids wanted to throw the party, but they were influenced to throw a party at the house. So, when Jonas and his wife arrives, there's drinking going on, it's bag that thing up, you know, not necessarily bag that thing up, but you know, the kids are wild. So they shut down the party, kids go home. I can't remember, I don't know all the ins and outs, but I'm gonna keep going. Now, if my review is not good, oh well, baby, you can watch it on your own, but I'm trying to give you the gist. I'm not giving you everything, but trying to give you the gist. So during this time, Jonas's daughter has a best friend. I can't think of her name either. But anyway, Jonas's daughter's best friend, he kind of looks at her a little too long, you know? Stares at her a little too long. I don't know, he just looks so weird. So, anyway, Jonas tells the mistress, I'm going to call her the mistress. The mistress, like, basically, he don't want her and stuff like that. He don't want her. You know, he want his wife. Boy, you deal with a man, you deal with something. And I don't want to consider that a man. That's not a man. You deal with a boy, you deal with something. So after that happens, I want to say his wife leaves out of town. She leaves out of town. Maybe the children go out of town. Everybody's leaving. And so something happens where they can't actually leave, so they return home. When they return home, his wife, I can't think of her name, she goes upstairs and oh boy, Jonas is doing inappropriate activity with his oldest daughter's best friend. His oldest daughter's best friend. They're in the tub together, or she in the tub and he about to get in. I can't remember. Baby, his wife took off that belt. Baby, she should have whipped Jonas and took off the belt, and she proceeded to physically whip them. Or whip the child, I think. I can't remember if she whipped Jonas, but he should have been in that number 2. So then after that, she goes to jail. The child's mom comes to the house. She goes, and the wife goes to jail, I guess, because she hit the child. While she's in jail, she meets a woman. This woman goes and tells her about kind of like her life story while she's in jail, and that she contracted an STD, a very serious one. And so story moves on from there. During this time, we found out that Essie, the second wife, Jonas's second wife, has a child for him. And that child is around his older children's age. However, he really denies that child. He doesn't give her kind of any attention. His children have new phones, cars, and stuff. She doesn't have any of those things. Hold on one second. I'll pause it. Oh, she ended the call. Maybe she wasn't trying to call me. Anyway, and so that child kind of feels envious of his older kids. That child kind of acts out in very inappropriate ways to get his attention. Hold on one second. Anyway, so that child starts acting out kind of inappropriate. She's telling her mom, you know, I want him at my debut to tell everybody he's my dad. And he just brushes her off because he just wants to come to Esther's house to do inappropriate things with Esther, which is the child's mom. So then after that, let me watch this film a while ago. So remember, Jonas has the mistress that was living at his house with him. Baby, she couldn't get over that he didn't want her no more. She was coming to his job. She was doing all kind of stuff trying to get him back. What she did do was this. She went and met him like at this work site and had adult relations with him in that area. But he kept telling his wife, I'm not messing with her. You know, I'm not messing with her. So what happens, his wife is to the point like, I got my husband back. I don't want no more babies because when I get pregnant, he strays away. I think that's the thought in her mind at the time. So she goes to the hospital and she wants her tubes tied or taken out or burnt, whatever the women do. So she's in the hospital and the doctor comes in and the doctor says, you know what, what's your last name? She says her last name. I don't know it. Can't remember. There are a lot of women with that last name here today in this hospital. And she said, what? Well, first of all, when the doctor come in, she said, Doc, I done changed my mind. You know, I hadn't talked to my husband about this. I'm going to go. So the doctor asked her last name. And then he like, it's a lot of women with the last name in here. I think her mama was with her. So they baby, she tromping. She walking. Where she at? Where she at? She go in the room and there Jonasi is with his low down self, holding the baby in his hand because the mistress got the other baby. Baby, they got twins. Jonas said he ain't mess with her, but he got twins. Make it make sense. And that's the mistress. That's the mistress. I think she's still the mistress at the time. I think she's just the mistress at the time. Baby, she got twins, 1 and 2. But see, this is the thing. Can we talk cuz? I call y'all cuz. I think she thought that having babies for him, because he probably told her the same thing. I want babies, okay? Not saying he was going to change diapers or anything like that, but he wanted babies by her. I think she thought that this was going to change because in the movie or film or whatever, episodes, whatever it is, at one point, Jonas's brother was trying to like her. And he stepped in and started liking Jonas. I'm going to tell you something about this. Jonas did his brother dirty. Oh, he not only did his wife, children, mistresses, baby, he even did the brother dirty. He ain't care. Just like the men out there. He don't care. So then after this, she had these babies. She called her mama. Mama, come help me. I done had my babies, you know. Mama comes down. Mama helps. Jonas, I need this. You know, she's Jonas. We need this for the children, Jonas. And Jonas looking at her, when you're 6 weeks old. She was like, I can't do anything. So Jonas is at the house and she's like, you know, I can't do anything right now. My 6 weeks are not up. And he say, well, so she did what she did. I can't go in there. I can't go down that road. Okay, but she did what she did to try to keep her mind. Okay, but remember she had children too. So she got babies crying. She got this. He don't want to hear that. He don't want to hear that. He don't care nothing about that. It's got a little thunder and lightning up in him. But he don't want to hear that, baby. He don't care nothing about that. Child, he don't care nothing about it. He don't care nothing about that. So, baby, Polygamist or something. Now, y'all got to watch it. Now, don't be, hold on. I'm going to stop right here. Don't be biased to the movie because it's African. I've heard a lot of people, I don't understand what they're saying. Baby, we don't understand what you say. Give it, like, come on now. Give it Give it an honest opinion. Don't just be, I can't stand when people just go off of what somebody else says or don't give things a chance. Give it a chance. I promise. It's a good film. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. It's one of those films that I feel like, I don't know about Oscar worthy. I don't know if they give Oscars for Netflix movie videos or whatever, but it's Oscar worthy. I think it deserves an award, baby. It's about the best thing I've seen in a long time. So anyway, let's get back to it, because you know I get off topic. So then after that, okay, so if we get the woman that had the children or whatever, and she did what she did. But during this time, baby, I'm speeding things up. I'm not talking about all the characters, but I just want to focus on Jonas and the women, the grown women. Now, you can find out about everything else. And the child he was messing with. It had to be a child. So anyway, during this time, now, him and his wife, you know, she's thinking that everything was okay. She walked in that room. Her heart dropped. Her mouth opened wide. And her heart dropped. As any woman would, okay? Her heart dropped, all right? After that, she goes back home. He tried to, I think at the time, I can't remember. I don't want to misspeak. I don't want to tell you nothing wrong. But I felt like he tried to do stuff. Because she tried her best to keep her marriage. She did. She tried her best. This boy started lying at the very beginning. At the beginning, the end, in the middle, all up and down. This man was lying. Lying. Oh, Lord. And the truth wasn't in her. I ran out of water. Anyway. So, if I can remember correctly, after that happened, after the hospital incident, then, you know, she caught him in the, I want to say the hospital incident happened before she caught him in the bed with the child. When she caught him in the bed with the child, she had to go to jail and all that. That was kind of her ending. That was it. She like, So at this time, you know, she gets out of jail and stuff. I think the little girl mama came. I'm going to press charges against you. All that kind of stuff, right? I'm going to press charges against Jonas. Which Jonas should have had charges pressed against him with his low down, dirty, nasty, trifling. I don't know if I can say them words on YouTube, but baby, I done said them. I ain't said no cuss ones though. So after this situation happened, I think her mom was more like, do what you gotta do for yourself, okay? I think she goes back to the hospital and she finds out she got an STD. She had the STD. I want to say the mistress or the third wife. The mistress, I think, becomes the third wife. I think she had the STD. I don't think Essie had anything, if I can remember. I don't think Essie had anything. So after that situation went on, he had the same house that the mistress was at. Oh, let me tell you about the mistress. That's what happened, okay? So after the situations with the mistress and I think in the little girl, baby, Jonas gets irate. I can't remember what happened. Jonas gets irate, baby. Jonas whoops the wife and the mistress. Jonas was jumping on them. That's not funny, but Jonas was jumping on them, baby. I can't remember if he whooped them with a belt or what. But after that situation, I feel like once a man put his hands on you, or once you put your hands on somebody, it can go either way. Either way. Now I'm going to tell you, the wife, she went diabolical. Diabolical. She went back through, she took it there. She said, you put your hands on me, you put your hands on the wrong one, baby. And I'm being honest. Okay? And now the mistress, which is the third wife, he put his hands on her, she just left. She left. I'm going to tell you how she did it. It was messed up. She just left. Okay, so we'll go with that part. I'm sorry if I'm jumping in and out. I don't know what I have. I can't tell a consistent sequential story. But anyway, you know, you with me. I'm going to put some pictures up. So then after that, after he did all that whooping, he did some whooping, baby. So I want to say, this is what happened before the whooping happened. I don't know what the wife did, but I know what the mistress did, or mistress or third wife. I'm going to call her the third wife. So the third wife was like, I'm leaving. She had her children packed up. She was ready to go. She went and put money in her name. Now, let me tell you something. When you mess with their money, honey, When you mess with their money, honey, you better be ready for what come with that. That's why I say you better have your own money. When you get ready to leave somebody, you need to be taking inches away, stacking them. Because if they find out that you done mess with their money like Jonas found out, Jonas came in that house hot, heated. He was ready for whatever. She should have been ready too. She should have been ready. I'm just being honest. Jonas came in the house. This one, he whooped her, then went to the house with the wife. I think he even jumped on the son. Jonas was out of it. So then after that, so after that, she went to the bank. Let me tell you what she did before she got jumped on. This is the mistress, the third wife. She went to the bank. When she went to the bank, she went and got that money put in her name. And the man was like, I can't do that. And she was like, just giving him all these excuses. I'm going to tell my husband and blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm sure it was a large lump sum of money. They going to call him before they do their transaction. And even if you transferred it, she should have transferred enough. Not all, enough, probably enough. He probably was going to cut up about that too. But anyway, I ain't saying doing anything illegal. I'm just saying, don't do nothing illegal. I don't want you to go to jail. So then after that, the third wife, he jumps on her real bad. Jumps on the wife real bad. I think the brother comes. The brother kind of shuts him down at the wife's house and he leaves. So she goes, gets her kids. This is the mistress' third wife. She gets her kids, she brings them to the first wife's house. I think they're on speaking terms. I don't know what they best is, but they're on speaking terms. And she said, hey, look, I got to run some errands and stuff. Can you please keep the kids for me? Now, these are two twins. At the time, I wanted to say his wife maybe had 3 kids. Then adding 2 twins that Jonas has, that's 5 kids, okay? She looks like the wife is more, like she has it kind of well-to-do, maybe has a maid or some sort of helper in the home to help with these kids. So she told her, yeah, that's fine, no problem. I'll keep them. So the girl, the mistress, which is third wife, she leaves, baby, never to return. She gone. She out of there. All right. So then let me tell you what happened after that. So after that, I think the wife asked her son, hey, call whatever the third mistress wife name is and tell her, she can come get her kids. Baby call, no answer. No answer. And I wanted to say, never one time did Jonas ever say, well, my mistress, well, my third wife. I don't know if she's third wife. I can't remember. But I think she is the mistress lady. She leaves, okay? So now in the picture, okay, is the wife, Essie, and the young girl. So Jonas kind of goes to Essie during this time. They drink. I feel like Essie is more of the bare minimum. He don't really have to do too much. He got an older home. Keep the lights and bills paid. She can drink her beer and she fine, okay? I feel like the mistress wanted to be the wife, but she didn't understand what all that came with. And I feel like the wife just wanted her husband. Just wanted to feel like he'll do right, like we all do. And I feel like the young girl, she want that money. She don't care nothing about no Jonas. She want that money. So anyway, during the time where Jonas was back in the house with his actual wife, he noticed that his son liked his daughter's best friend, which is the young girl he started messing with. And he kind of looked like he was kind of bucking up to the boy. Like, I'm a man, that kind of stuff. Try to intimidate his son. All along, his son did not know that he was messing with his sister's best friend. Okay? So anyway, he starts messing with his sister's best friend. And by this time, I can't think of Jonas's wife's name. She done had enough. Remember, I told you that the mistress ran away. Essie's still at the house being controlled. Drinking her little beer, having her little bills paid. And the wife is diabolical. Diabolical. There is nothing else to, like what she did. I don't think nobody would ever think of that. I hope not. I hope you just let him go. Baby, let me tell you, if a man or a woman is cheating on you and sleeping with everybody, the worst thing you could do to them It's not talk back. I love you. Mm-mm. That's what they want you to do, is not cry. Mm-mm. Don't you dare shed a tear. Let me tell you what you do. Okay, if you're listening to me, baby, you go ghost. No contact. No phone. Block on all social medias. Nothing. Because what's going to happen in their minds? Oh, it's gonna do way worse than any words you can say, any physical things you could do to them, any kind of damage to their car. Ghost. Like nothing, nada. And then you reemerge brand new. Now, you can unblock them, on social media, because if you want to see what you're doing, baby, I would just block them. Just get that riffraff out of here. Anyway. So during this time, Jonah starts messing with the little girl like hard up. They're going out of town together. They are living together. She's living the life. She gets the bags. He's taking her to like exclusive parties. And she's like, do you think Miss So-and-so is going to be there? He's like, don't worry about her. I got her. Because he is big time company man. He owns this company. He think he got it going on. Sometimes our reality changes when we get a little couple dollars in our bank account. Not mine, because I ain't not mine. Anyway, so then after that happens, they start going out and stuff. And the girl, she works out. They're exclusive. They together. And like she told him, I don't know if he got to tell her to get out. And she was like, where am I going to go? I left my mama for you. Like her mama didn't want her to be with that old man. She knew what he was about. So then after that, he starts to develop this cough. Remember, he'd already given STDs to the first wife, his wife, and his mistress or third wife. He already gave them like something, syphilis. I don't know if it was gonorrhea or something like that. But anyway, he starts to develop this cough. And he gets herbs. I'm taking herbs and I'm taking this. So eventually the cough gets so bad where he needs to go to the doctor. So he goes to the doctor. The doctor told him he had pneumonia. So he's like, okay, well, just give me whatever I need, And the doctor said, and you also had this. So he also had that big old, the big STD. I guess it's big old STD. The big one. The big honcho. Okay? He had the big honcho. And he like, no, I don't. I ain't got that. Coughing to death. Oh, I forgot. Coughing to death. He coughing. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but he's coughing a lot. I just wanted to show you how he was. So I got to rewind, because remember, I don't tell a story in order. I'm sorry. If you would like sequential order, go to somebody else. But anyway, one day the girl left. I don't know if she went to the gym or whatever, and he was at home. And so he came home or whatever, and he was at home and he had a knock at the door. Well, it was a lady. Beautiful lady came to the door. I think she asked him for some water. I don't know if she said she got lost or whatever. She was walking, asked him for water. He said, okay, come on in. Well, if you got that lustful spirit on you, sleep with anything, and that he slept with anything that day, baby. And he caught that, whatever she gave out. Whatever she did, she caught it. He caught it. And that's when he had to go to the doctor, and he was coughing. And he just was kind of like in denial. And so during that time, and I don't understand. This is what I don't understand, but maybe they're gonna have another season, so I'm not gonna go on there. So during that time, the girl notices that he's sick. Well, she's not. She's a young girl. She ain't cleaning. She using that car. She doing whatever she want to do, right? So he gets sick, like down in the bed, sick. So that's when Essie comes looking for him. So Essie comes, and she noticed like he looked bad. He had eaten. Essie leaves him soup. Essie has loved him through all the wives, all the women, all the children, all the cheating. She has loved him and forgot about herself through all that time. And when I say forgot about herself, She did. She took it all. She was a doormat that he could walk over all the time. Maybe that's why Esther stays in my mind. So Esther is over there trying to help him out. Even Esther is like, his food is in there. Warm him some food up. You know, like that. She telling the girl. And the girl was like, oh, thanks, she cooked. Baby, it got so bad. Let me tell you, it got so bad that the girl was bringing, like, he got down in the bed where he was real sick. The girl was bringing other men into the house. He was in there sick. She was talking about how he was using a restroom on himself. Oh, he got down bad, poor boy. He got real sick. So what happened, I don't remember how this happened, but he ended up, I think he agreed, maybe he agreed or his wife offered to come get him so that she could take him to the house, right? So take him to her house so they had people around the clock taking care of him. So he started to look a little better. He was taking his meds that he's supposed to take. He was eating good, you know, and all that. And it sort of looked like him and his son started a bond. His son would bring him like a beer in the evening time and stuff like that. His son would bring him a beer, you know, so they can bond, you know, like father and son. Because to me, at the beginning, they didn't have that type of relationship. So after that happened, the girl is still living in the house over there. She's still living in the house. So the daughter comes and tries to get some of her daddy's stuff. And they get into like a scuffle or something. I want to say the girl scratched her or something. I can't remember. But anyway, the daughter leaves and goes back home and takes the stuff over there. So after that happens, he lives for a little while longer. I think they have like maybe a party or a birthday party for him. He couldn't even blow out the candles. The baby son, so his wife did have a baby son for him. So the baby son came and blew out the candles, and she had the twins. Everybody was there. The twins were there. Her mom was there. His brother, everybody was there. Because at one time during this thing, he did ask his brother, he said, I'm sick. I need you to run my company. Because he fired his brother. Oh, he fired his brother. He got upset with his brother because the brother took up for the women when he jumped on him. He fired his brother. The brother went and found him a job somewhere else. So his brother was like, no, I'm good, basically. Like, you're not going to hold this company over my head and fire me and then rehire me when you need me. Because he had been used to using his brother the whole time. Like I said, his wife thought Essie was the brother's wife, but she wasn't. She was actually his second wife, Jonas's second wife. So after that, he actually dies. Right? Jonas dies. After Jonas has died, because at the beginning of the film, you see the wife walking in, Jonas is in a casket. I'm not going to tell everything that happened in the story, baby, because there's more that happened in the story. But anyway, so Jonas dies, and during that time, I feel like his first wife, which I say diabolical, goes in his ear and basically says that she is the one who encouraged the lady to stop by the house, the one who had the big, huge disease, to stop by the house because she knew Jonas was going to sleep with her. That's almost like Jonas had like a little, he had a tremendous lustful spirit on him. He slept with anything that moved, baby. Anything. And then, but what got me in the end of the movie, not only that, because that was diabolical in itself, but at the funeral, the girl came to the funeral. Well, remember, Jonas's son loved the girl. He had a crush on the girl, and it really broke his heart when the girl didn't want him and was wanting the daddy. After that, I think Jonas's son leaves out of the funeral or something. He sees her. Now remember, from what I gather, she got to be sick too. I know she has to, whatever Jonas has, she has to have. And right there after the funeral, she was doing adult things with the son. So in the next season, he got to have it too. He got to have it too. I don't know if I don't know how they're gonna write it, but if they don't have it, but from what I gather, when the mother, the first wife, told Jonas, basically, I sent this woman over there, the woman gave you the disease, and you thought, this is what she said. Now that's diabolical in itself, but this is mind-blowing. And she said, and you thought every night when our son was coming in your room that you guys were kind of building a relationship. That's not verbatim. That's just where I'm coming from. You thought that you guys were building a relationship, right? But you wasn't actually building a relationship. I pushed him up to do that. So you could sign everything in his name. But think about this. Now, she was doing something that was twisted, the wife, right? But remember, the boy liked this girl. And this girl ain't no joke, baby. You saw how she did Jonas when he was sick. Can you imagine? If she get them companies, if she marries that boy and she gets those companies in her name, or the company in her name. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to have to tune into season 2 of The Polygamist, baby. This one of them movies where I be like, golly. It's something. It is something. I'm going to go on. I did 2 videos today. I'm going to go on and probably post both of these videos that I did today. But I'm going to tell y'all something. If y'all would like more of this, now I'm not going to be doing no movie reviews. I'm going to be honest with you. If it do, it have to be as good as The Polygamist was this season. Okay? It have to be real good for me to sit through it. I think The Polygamist was 22 episodes. They short, but I think it's like 22 episodes. If you hadn't seen it, go watch it. Because, baby, I'm going to tell you, The Polygamist is something else. Excuse me. And like I always say, if you want to hear more from me, Loving Joanna, if you want more from Loving Joanna, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, baby, because we're going to be here, cuz. Yeah, cuz we're going to be here. Now, if you watch The Polygamist, tell me what you think about it in the comments. I really want to know. Because I can't remember their names now. But just tell me what you think. And maybe it's something I missed. Correct me. I don't mind being corrected. Go down there in the comments. Go on and correct me right quick and tell me what went on. Because certain things I just did not understand. That's one of them, that last part. Now, what she did was diabolical. But that twist, because I just thought the boy was building a relationship with his daddy. You know, I thought he was like, my dad is sick. I'ma just, I'm gonna be the bigger person because his daddy jumped on the bed. I'm gonna be the bigger person, I must, baby, that is scary. That is scary. Even though this is a story, some elements of the story have got to be true. Not like I know them to be true, but as to the point where I bet you some of this stuff that happened in real life. I bet you $1. And if it has happened, baby, comment below so I can know what is going on. Whew. And as always, I'm Loving Joanna. Thank you for coming in, visiting me today. And like I said, if you hadn't watched The Polygamist, go watch it. Go watch it. I wasn't going to do a video on it, but I said, baby, let me talk about it because I got to get it out. I don't know about you, but I got to get it out. I tried to tell my cousins, but they hadn't. We going to get into it. We going to get into it. But, it's something. It is a real good. I want to just say out of 5, I would give it a 10 out of 5. Not a 5 out of 5, but a 10 out of 5 because it's just that good. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you later. Bye-bye, y'all.